15 ways winter weather damages your home. I woke up this past week. It was raining, you may remember, midweek. And in the hallway, I had a puddle, which obviously means I've got a roof leak. And I'm guessing it's going to be probably caulk around something around the chimney. Who knows? We'll see.
One of the plumbing boots.
Could be a boot. So
Yeah.
in my case, I don't have any really good roofers that I trust. So I called Brad. Brad gave me a name. He's coming out tomorrow. Yeah, so he's going to do that.
Correct.
So, all right. So snow and ice. I'll give the topic, Brad. Just give us a one-liner so that everybody knows. So 15 ways winter weather and snow and ice. What does it do to the roof?
Well, it puts a lot of weight on it, puts a lot of stresses on it. And this is where you see those roof leaks start after everything thaws out. So it's a lot of things, with the extreme cold weather we had, there's some people that may have ice dams that are forming too in the gutters, which push up underneath the shingles, causing a lot of additional challenges.
The cold cracks caulk as well. That's around the gutters or where?
Well, it can be any of the caulk, any of the exterior caulks. The other thing that the cold is doing is for those folks that have damaged thermal seals. Where your windows look a little foggy, you probably have a lot of water. I have friends who had ice over the Christmas weekend. They had ice inside their house. They're wondering how that formed. And those are just the broken thermal seals that gets cold. You want to make sure those areas stay dry because that's going to cause wood rot too along the way.
And winter supplies damaging the driveway. That's a tough one, right?
Yeah, because we use shovels, we use all sorts of things to clear snow and ice. That's tearing stuff up. Also, a lot of the chemicals we put down, particularly salt, can be very damaging to asphalt, to concrete. Winter weather generally is just hard on all of those exterior surfaces.
And then we've got the snow and ice snapping tree limbs. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Wet conditions rot door frames, so that could be a real problem. Yeah,
they do, and window frames as well. Any of those, anytime water sits on wood, it's going to potentially cause rot, which is going to cause the additional problems that are going to have to be attended to by removing the rotted wood and replacing with new. Particularly, you just don't want to make sure the termites stay out of that stuff as well.
And we pointed out a little bit this on the driveway, but shoveling chips your steps as you enter into your house as well, right?
Yeah, sure does.
Then melting snow, got to be careful. Melting snow can leak into the basement.
I notice sometimes people pile up snow against their house too. When you're shoveling a walk, don't throw it towards your house, throw it towards the yard because you don't want that snow melting and then finding a way through a crack into your basement for sure.
Changing temperatures can crack your chimney. I wasn't aware that that's a thing.
Well, it's really the spalling of the brick. The freeze thaw cycles knock the smooth faces off the brick. So if you've got bricks that look rough now, you want to talk to a masoner about getting those replaced because the water will not. It will continue to attack those bricks and it'll cause structural issues.
And what's the impact on decks?
Decks really is just, snow will sit on the deck. It'll keep it wet. Again, if you're not staining your deck and cleaning it regularly, then you're causing wood rot there as well, shortening the life cycle of the deck.
Also, cold weather freezes the sump pump. I wasn't aware that was
well, yeah, it's funny. It's not so much freezing the sump pump as it's the discharge lines. We find people that end up with the extensions that go away from the house where they'll get impacted. Maybe they have leaves that got, kind of clogged up at the end, and those pipes will actually freeze. And then the sump pump is basically just pumping water back into the basement. We've heard and seen a few of those examples here over the Christmas break.
One more thing here: the dry air shrinks plaster. That's just from dry heat from the inside, right?
Yeah, it is, and it's also in a lot of homes you have a gap that forms between the wall and the ceiling. And people wonder why that happens. That's what they call truss uplift. It's particularly noticeable in older homes and homes built with trusses, but you'll get a gap. It's unsightly, but it's not a structural problem at all. It just, you suddenly have this weird gap that sits at the top of a wall. And that's just the normal cycle of a house as it goes through the cooling cycle and the wood shrinks and lifts up, lifting the ceiling with it.